Okay, this is a very old leaf stamp. Don't even remember what company. I think I know, but I'd have to double check for sure. But I've had it a very long time. It's been used with all sorts of black inks and black acrylic paint. And it pretty much, unless I soak this in awesome cleaner, it ain't coming off of there. But I use double stick poster tape. I've shown this before. It's removable, so it's not going to mess up any of your surfaces, your blocks, your stamps. And I put a piece on the block, and you can re-stick this over and over. Some of these pieces of tape have lasted me what seemed like way past their lifetime, but they still work. So I'm just going to work on the box blank, as I call them, that I made a while ago. Normally I would actually not do all of the folding. The score lines don't matter, but I wouldn't do all the folding first, but it was easier to show that part while I was in that mode a while ago. But now I'm going to show you how I'm going to use more of the Eileen Hull Blends, and I'm just going to put a few different colors out, both of her greens, and this is the lighter of the two yellows, and this one is called Melon. It's kind of a peachy orangey look, so we'll put that one out. And these are the little applicators I used to work on the other one that I did. I'm just going to reuse them. I kind of washed them out with some water on a rag, because I don't have water out here in my studio. And I'm just going to load some of this ink onto the little applicator, and then get some of the lighter color. And I do this a lot with paint. When I work with acrylic paint and do this, but these inks are so awesome for doing this with, because they're pigment, and they give you a lot of open time to really, apply the ink. And this is one of the newer colors. It's this purple color called Pansy. So I can put a little bit of it out, and because I think all fall leaves ought to have a little bit of purple somewhere in them. So let's get a little more of this green kind of dabbed in there. And I just work with it until I get something that I like. And yes, I know on the black it's hard to see, but I can see enough of it that I know where I've got the ink at. And then I'm going to do some random stamping. I love how that just turned out. So I'll kind of mimic some of those same areas and add a little more of some colors and a little less of others. A little bit of that corally color in there. She doesn't really have an orange, but I like that corally color. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually, even though it's pigment ink and it is real wet, I'm still huffing on it like we do with dye ink, just to make sure that any of the first ink I applied, if it was really, really thin in an area, it could dry a little too much. So I'm just applying or doing the huffing so that that ink that was applied first hopefully is not completely dried up on me. So I'm going to finish stamping this in the same way with a few more leaves, and then come back and show you how I finish it off before we fold it up.